It's kind of wild to think we have been playing this game for more than 4 whole years. And here are things that people loved and hated about Mortal Kombat 11. One of the big things I saw was people did not really like the cosmetic system in this game. People loved that there were plenty of skin options, but the problem is a lot of the skins that are supposed to be different with more palette swaps end up looking almost identical. So take this skin right here. It's a pretty cool looking skin. This color scheme is quite interesting. This is a whole different skin that they gave us upon release, and it looks quite similar. The design didn't really change too much. Like, take these two skins for example. These counted as 2 different skins. It's not a palette swap. It is literally a separate design that took one of Scorpion's cosmetic slots in this game. At the beginning, the Combat League rewards were just color palette swaps of the default skin of the character. So this is Scorpion's default skin, and this was the Season 1 Combat League reward skin for Scorpion. I think we should have had better skin rewards, and every single Combat League skin should have been a completely original design. The next thing that was loved and hated was the shop. It was great to just be able to go in here and unlock skins that you didn't want to go into, say, AI towers to get, but the problem with that is a lot of things don't come through the shop. There are probably brutalities you are missing for your character and don't know how to get, and the game never did the MKX route where you could just buy a purchase that unlocks all brutals in the game. I think that would have been a great addition, especially if it's going to be a 4-year game. Some of you probably have hundreds of hours and would just pay the 15-20 bucks to have all the brutalities finally unlocked. I think the crypt is pretty much well liked at this point. At first, it was way too hard on some of the challenges in there, you know, to unlock all the statues, but NetherRealm tuned that up, and I think the crypt is in a great spot, and I like that you can reset the crypt. Something I actually didn't really use was the tutorial mode on MK11. Surprisingly, a lot of you guys think all these tutorials are actually amazing, and so I went through and just did some advanced offense and advanced defense tutorials, and I've got to say, it's actually a pretty robust system, except clearly most of the player base has never gone in and done the frame data one. I'm looking at you, just pressing down 2 after everything. I'm gonna say AI battle was kind of a bad idea because it forces you to play a really boring game mode to unlock skins and brutals for characters that you like. I think the game mode would have been fine if it didn't tie up so many of your unlockables behind it, but there's no way when I have an hour to play the game that I just want to sit there and watch an AI battle. I want to go online and fight. I think most people said that the Towers of Time were a fun addition to the game, and having the character tower at the top left to give you at least half of your character's unlockables was great. But I did see some complaints that a lot of their character stuff would come around for an hour while they're at work or at school, so that was the only bummer. Anytime you just literally couldn't get on and play and your item just cycled through. Now, getting to the gameplay segment of this video, I think a lot of people thought pokes were way too strong in this game and down 2s were even stronger. Let's start with something that's hated. Stand 4 is -3 on block. That is Scorpion's kick, just like this. I don't think this right here should ever be considered a micro duck. It's cheap, it's not fun to play against, you just want to take your turn, and meanwhile, just for going for your grab, you ate 43.5%. That's almost half your life bar for just taking your turn. And the thing is, most players at the casual level are getting it by accident. Devora can technically eat the down 2, just like she did right there, but the thing is, a lot of casual players are slower at hitting the down 2, so they end up accidentally ducking the throw and getting, you know, the down 2 KB instead, which is just wild. It was so funny to see that throughout the game's life cycle. A thing that is loved about the gameplay in this game is that it is much more calculated than any Mortal Kombat that came before it. I know some people call this game slow, and I get their critiques. So you could actually make people whiff in this game because of the way neutral worked, unlike MKX where I feel like just everybody recovered after things way too quickly and they were just sprinting all over the place. So if Devora goes for that move, I have a long range mid that can just come in here and get my punish. There was so much mind games and footsies in the whiff punishes. There's almost nothing more satisfying than when your opponent goes for an arrogant jump in and you just full combo punish it. It feels so good in this game. Another thing that I saw that was well liked was the simplicity of the movesets. A lot of new players were commenting that they really thought having a shorter move list like this made the game way more accessible for them, and I could see why. And then also, in the game's current state, the brutalities are amazing. Look how many we have just right here with Scorpion, even though some of them are locked behind variation slots. When the game first came out, every single brutal in the game had really weird requirements. They ended up toning that down, so now only about half or less of your brutals actually have these crazy requirements. I'm talking about these ones like the Soul Burn, where a mercy must have been performed must hit it from maximum distance, and obviously the final hit is that move. That's just way too many requirements in comparison to MKX, where you could just do it at all times. There were no requirements in MKX, so I'm glad they lightened that feature up. Now half your brutals are just, you know, you hold the input a certain way and you get it every single time. A lot of people are telling me they love the art style in this game, especially if you came from MKX. Don't get me wrong, MKX looks raw and gritty and I love the game, but there's something about these flowy combos, especially with Scorpion, that just looks so good. Like everything flows so well together with that chain, and you still get 37% for it. Okay, something that wasn't well liked is this right here. And it's not because it exists for Scorpion. It's the neutral jump punch right here, which is great to be a Scorpion main in this scenario, because in MKX, every single character in the game had neutral jump punches. So you could always extend combos with any character in the game by doing a neutral jump punch mid-combo. A lot of people said it kind of sucked that their character could not do something like this. Only Scorpion could, and I agree. I think every single character in this game should have got a neutral jump punch. And hot take, I wish MK1 had neutral jump punches. We don't know if there will be a character with one. I was hoping it would be Scorpion again, but at the moment, we haven't seen a single character do a neutral jump punch in Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, the next thing that I was actually taken aback by. I think the casual player base actually likes regenerating meters. So you see down here at the bottom after I do this combo, I'm doing absolutely nothing right now, and my offensive meter is slowly creeping back up. It takes a little bit, but it's doing everything on its own, and I can do nothing to speed that up. In MKX and Mortal Kombat 1, you have to regenerate your own meter, and you do that by either having your attacks blocked by the opponent, or the opponent lands hits on you. Both of those things will help you regenerate your meter in Mortal Kombat 1. So clearly, I was a little surprised by that. I thought having the regenerating meter really favored zoners, and people could just run away until they got their meter back. It became a really boring style of gameplay, but I can kind of see it. At the lower level, it gives you less to think about. You don't have to actually know how you regenerate your meter. You can get on for the first time and your meter just comes back. Because in Mortal Kombat 1, it doesn't make it abundantly clear how your meter is coming back. You just kind of have to be told by somebody or be really observant to see how it's actually coming to you. So auto-regenerating meter does seem to be loved by my audience, but I promise as you play MK1, I think you'll like the new system where you have to actually work for your meter. It makes certain characters stronger, like rushdown characters. There's actually a point to always being in someone's face because you need your attacks to be blocked and you'll get meter back quicker. It's why Melina in MKX was so good. Okay, another thing that was well liked by all players in Mortal Kombat 11 was stage brutalities. Now, because we don't have interactables in MK1, that's kind of a bummer because these are going away. Unless they add them later down the line, you will no longer be able to do cool stuff like this. It's just so cool. You know, it's something extra, and there's a ton of stages in the game that have these. I could go through 6, 7 more stages, and they have so many unique properties, like, you know, this one's burning, the other one's a chainsaw. It's just a super cool mechanic, and it allows your character to have even more stylish endings to the match. The next feature is incredibly well liked as well, and I'm honestly shocked we aren't going to be seeing it in Mortal Kombat 1, at least at the moment. Like, I'm thoroughly surprised. It's probably the best feature Mortal Kombat has added in quite a long time. And it is this right here. When you win the match the first time, you can back up and do this, and it gives mercy to the opponent. It gives the opponent 20 health back, and they get a second chance at life. It was just something I really enjoyed. When I played viewer sets, I got to go on and, you know, do mercies to all of you, and you guys would mercy me, and it just extended the match in a really fun way. I know sometimes it would be used in a toxic manner. People really wanted a brutal, or they just wanted to really rub it in your face that you were gonna beat them again as if they had 120 health. But overall, I'm seeing that everyone loved the mechanic, and NRS, if you are watching this, please bring mercies back. When you look at this character, do you instantly know what I'm going to say? Oh, you don't? You don't? That's okay. What if I show you this character? Does that start to ring any bells for you? Okay, one last try. Maybe this character. Clearly where I'm going with this is characters got to stay in the top 5 way too long in this game. Jackie Briggs and Cetrion are still top 5 characters. People might play them less, and that's because if you're in year 4 still just throwing rocks and tornadoes with Cetrion, you probably are so numb in the brain that you just, you struggle to eat breakfast in the morning. So clearly what was hated is there weren't enough shifts in the meta. If you played Katana, your character was never really tournament viable. Same with Frost for the most part. We all know Rambo's one of the worst in the game. Some people people can make him work, but I'm telling you, even the best Rambo players aren't going in and beating Ninja Killa's Liu Kang with Rambo. The reason I said Liu Kang is Ninja Killa doesn't even need Fujin to beat people that are playing Rambo. The character's just that bad and never got his chance in the sun. Hot take, this character is considered somebody who never got the buffs they needed, but I think Collector is kind of a sleeper pick. I thought Sonic Fox would play Collector at least once in a major, but that never happened and kind of proved the point that yeah, Collector just struggles. Nobody won a major or even got close with this character. So yeah, the meta should have shifted. I think most of the characters are good in this game and stand a chance at winning a major, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't remember the last tournament that wasn't won by either a Fujin, Cabal, Kotal, Cetrion, or Jackie. What was disliked by everyone except for Sub-Zero mains themselves was 125 ping matches on Combat League that you are forced to play. I believe the cutoff is 150 ping until you can actually decline it, just mixing you up just like this. And the worst part is, it might have shown 100 ping when the game forced you into the Combat League set, and then the Sub-Zero player comes into the match and the game steady rocks 200 ping, and you're essentially not even guessing anymore. You're just hoping you don't get hit, because yeah, the game is that choppy and almost unplayable, and Sub-Zero can just do whatever he wants with you. So yeah, mix-ups online were way worse. Offline, they're fine. You can actually do some fuzzy guarding against Sub-Zero, but offline, these mix-ups and bad connections are brutal. People did not like it. I'm not saying that Wi-Fi is bad, because I've definitely played my fair share of games on Wi-Fi, but maybe a Wi-Fi filter if you're really in the competitive mindset and you don't want to get on and take unnecessary losses to somebody playing Sub-Zero on Wi-Fi and absolutely destroying you with mix-ups. I'm not going to cover some obviously liked features like fatals, you know, friendships, all that kind of stuff, because of course those are perks and benefits to the game. Everybody loves those. And I'm not going to recover anything that was in the pro video, because some of those do overlap, but you know, it's kind of worthless to talk about them again. So that was you guys' opinions from my comments in the last video. If you think I missed anything, leave it in the comments below again, and I might pin whoever has, you know, the most in-depth ones of stuff I missed that I, you know, agree with.